Alright, you guys, so I've been getting quite a few questions on Instagram lately in regard to the content agency business model, general questions about videography, how to scale, how to get your first client. Out of the few questions that I got related to that topic, I really like the question, how to land your first client. A few months ago, back in December of 2024, I was out in Dubai. I was just staying at my mentor's place. I was just making YouTube videos for myself, and I was making YouTube videos for him as well. While I was over there, I realized, well, what if I could make this a service? What if this could be a business? I posted on my Instagram story. I kind of put a spin to it, made it sound fancier than it really was. Something along the lines of content creators and business owners, if you're in need of social media services, videography, marketing, strategy, etc., send me a DM. I didn't think much of it, but to my surprise, I actually got a DM. Out of all the people who could have DM'd me, it just happened to be, for those of you guys who do know, Orangey. Orangey is a very famous meme coin millionaire. He's grown a lot of presence in the social media space this past year. He was my first ever client. How that happened was I met him back in March of 2024. We were just at the Equinox gym waiting for our cars because it was valet only. I just saw an ETH logo tatted on his leg, started conversation, got each other on the socials, and I didn't really know who he was until I went through his Instagram, then his Twitter, and then his YouTube. To keep the story short, throughout all this time from March of 2024 to December of 2024, I didn't even know that Orangey has been looking at my content all this time. They'll see me promo my own YouTube videos on my Instagram stories every time I post it. I will say that there was an element of luck in this story that I'm sharing with you guys. It's not every day that you just run into a very famous meme coin millionaire, but there was a lot of preparation beforehand as well. That's the very first principle / advice that I want to share with you guys, is having your own personal brand, because there's so much power to it. If it weren't for my personal brand, if it weren't for my YouTube channel,
I'm willing to take such a big bet on this kid that I'm just going to move him out to this building.
or for my Instagram, this would have never happened. At that time I posted that Instagram story, I didn't even consider myself as a videographer yet. I wasn't running ads. I wasn't doing any kind of outreach. It was just one Instagram story post saying, hey, if you guys need any kind of social media services, send me a DM. In my opinion, the best way to land a client is having your own personal brand. People get to know who you are as a person. They get to know your style, your aesthetic. They'll get a feel of what to expect from you if you're going to be making content for them. It just helps from a business standpoint that you'll be able to understand what they have to go through when it comes to managing their own personal brand. In my case, I've always liked YouTube. I've always liked Instagram. So those are the platforms that I just stuck with. But regardless of what platform you choose to go with, just make it an absolute priority to have your own personal brand and presence as well. The second key principle that I have for you, especially if you're just starting out, if you're a complete beginner, is just to only offer one product, be in one niche. In our case, one service in one niche. Based on what I've seen, at least out here in Miami, a lot of rookie videographers make the mistake of doing too much. They'll do real estate videos one week, they'll do a podcast video the next week, and then a wedding video the week after that. If you're trying to just put yourself out there and be everywhere just for some quick money, you're not really going to be known for anything specific, and you're not going to get consistent work because you're divided in so many places. So as much as possible, try to focus on one product / service and one niche. In my case, I chose the route of the internet money space. That's what I've always been passionate about. My very first YouTube video was about crypto. A lot of the creators in the internet money space are creators that I watch myself as a consumer.
What's up, brother?
Josh,
the video?
that one?
I've seen your work.
So nice to meet you, bro.
I've seen your work.
I've been subscribed to you like forever.
No way, bro.
I figured that would be the niche that I want to step foot in and really specialize in. I know it'll take some time, especially if you're a beginner. You will have to deal with trials and filming different kinds of content, but as much as possible, try to narrow it down and really find what your bread and butter is, what you like to do, what you're compatible with. And slowly you'll start to make a name for yourself and the referrals will just start coming in. The third principle that I have for you guys is somewhat related to the previous principle. And what I would recommend is, if you're not sure where to start, market yourself B2B. Rather than pitching your services to the everyday person, pitch yourself to businesses. In my opinion, if you land a business owner or a business as your first client, that's probably one of the best things that could ever happen to you. If you are selling to businesses, they will have a higher budget to play with. And if you're actually doing good quality work, they're more likely to give you more work over time. The fourth principle that I have for you to getting your first client is to think outside of just being a videographer, a cameraman, or a filmmaker. I know that the service that we provide is to make content for other business owners, but at the end of the day, you are still a business. If I'm being honest, I'm not even the best videographer out there. I'm still learning just as much as many of you are watching. I don't know everything about my camera. There's many technicalities that I'm still learning when it comes to the camera. There's many things that I'm learning when it comes to editing. If you've been around for some time, you guys have been able to see the difference in the editing quality on my YouTube channel. The point that I'm trying to make, guys, is that yes, skill is important, but it's not everything. Don't stop yourself from putting yourself out there just because your skill set isn't necessarily the best yet. At least for myself, I feel like my business is starting to take off because I do provide a decent quality service, but more importantly, I just provide a really good client experience. You're not just holding the camera, you're helping them build the vision as well. As much as possible, I try to stay organized with the client. I'm always communicating with them. I'm over communicating. It's just standard customer service, guys. I know like you want to get into content creation and make content for other people, but you are still an entrepreneur. You are still a business. After every shoot that I do with my client, I always update them. Hey bro, thanks so much for today. As soon as I get home or as soon as I get the chance, I'll have the files organized and uploaded to the Google Drive, etc., etc. You always make it known to them that you care and that you're on top of things. Even when there's no progress, you still want them to know that you're monitoring it. Like for example, even if I'm editing a video for Brez, I will still send him a screenshot of Adobe Premiere and show him what I'm up to and just give him an update, even if he doesn't ask. The point that I'm trying to make, guys, is skill is very important. Skill is what will get you noticed. But providing a good clientele experience is what gets you rebooked. The moment you have a lead or a potential client, make sure that the clientele experience is on point always. The very last piece of advice that I have for you guys is related to outreach. I know there was an element of luck in my situation, but for the vast majority of people out there who do have to do outreach, my advice to you is to make the outreach personable. Do your research on the potential client that you're trying to land. I've done outreach before. There's different ways you can do outreach. You could DM on Instagram, you can do email. It just really depends on your target market. In my case, I did an Instagram DM, but I did it with a Loom. I'm not saying that's the right way. That's just how I do it. That's the way I DM'd Jordan Welch when he was in need of a filmer. I sent him a Loom video. Yo, what's up, Jordan? I hope everything is well, bro. It was super cool to hear back from you on Instagram DMs, and I just wanted to say thank you for taking the time out of your day to get back to me, because I'm sure that you're very busy and that I'm definitely not the only videographer offering my services. So anyways, bro, I don't want to take too much of your time. Potential clients that you're trying to work with can easily tell what a copy and paste DM looks like. So do your research, make your outreach personable as much as possible. When you do, it shows you understand their brand, you understand their offer, you understand what they're looking for. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found value in it as well. Like and subscribe if you guys want to see more content like this. Let me know in the comments if you guys want to see more sit-down vlogs. Whenever I'm not here, I'm on Instagram, so you could follow me there. I'll have it linked down in the description below. Until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.